3 ways to create next steps when your buyer is keen, but they are not yet ready. Welcome to Sales for Nice People, the daily podcast for ethical entrepreneurs who want to learn how to sell more without having to go against your values. I am Martin Steller. I help nice people sell more. And imagine this scenario. You're having a conversation with your buyer. It's all going really well. They like what you do. They seem to be interested, but somehow they're just not yet ready to make a decision. What do you do at that point? A lot of sellers will then go, well, okay, thanks for your time. Let me know when you want to talk again. Or they go, I'll follow up with you sometime in the future. And yeah, that might work, but it probably doesn't, as you will have experienced. So there are 3 different ways to keep a deal moving forward by setting a next step with your buyer. Obviously, the most ideal situation is when a buyer clearly signals that they are interested, but you just ran out of time to go over the details. In that case, it's very natural to say something like, hey, it seems like this solution might really work for you. Unfortunately, we're about to run out of time. So would it make sense to schedule a next meeting, answer your questions, and go over some of the details? Very likely, your buyer is going to say, yes, you've just had a quality conversation and they've given you the signals that they're interested. The second situation is where you get a feeling they're interested, but they're not giving you those clear, obvious signals. So instead of suggesting the next meeting, which could come across as pushy or needy, you give them an invitation. Hey, it seems that there might be something here and that our solution would really work for you. Would it be a bad idea to have another meeting to answer your questions and go over some of the details? And it seems like a subtle difference, but actually it's a big difference. Instead of suggesting a meeting, you're giving them the choice. And you're asking it in a negative. You're asking for a no. Would it be a bad idea? Most likely your buyer is going to say, no, not a bad idea. We can do that. Then you have your next meeting scheduled. Now, if you don't get the signals, you don't get the feeling, you think that there might be something there, but they're not opening up in terms of showing you that they are keen, then setting a next meeting, whether it's by suggesting or giving them the choice, might come across as too needy and they might blow you off and they'll say, well, no, we have to do things first, we'll let you know. That means that possibly they're not going to let you know. And when you follow up, you're likely to get ghosted. So instead, the third option is to give people homework. And this can be in different kinds of formats. Maybe they should go and talk to their finance person or their co-founder. Maybe they should send an email to their list to get some feedback on this product idea that you've been discussing. Maybe they should go and check their analytics and see what the data tells them. There's all kinds of things that you can highlight from the conversation that you can turn into an action step that they can go and perform on their side. This is going to get you several results. First, it's going to keep you in their mind for a little longer. That's good for the deal. Second, if you do it right and you choose the right homework, it's going to be helpful to them. So that's good for them. Third one is that you're setting a time for them to get back to you. So that means you don't have to do the follow-up. And the fourth one is you'll be able to test whether or not your buyer is somebody who tends to follow through on their commitments, which is a useful data point, especially when you're talking about consulting and coaching services. You don't want to work with people who say they'll do something and then they don't. So these are the 3 ways that you can set a next step that keeps your deal moving forward without you having to lose the buyer or get ghosted or to feel awkward about it. So number 1, suggest a next meeting. Number 2, give them the choice of a next meeting. Number 3, give them some homework. Hope that's useful. This is Sales for Nice People. Go to martinsteller.com/nice people and you can sign up for a short and helpful daily email there. And I will see you tomorrow.